Ron Van Dam. He doesn't need this gig. He's got all that money coming from that deposed Nigerian prince. Should be here any day now, and then he's kissing you suckers goodbye. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Ron Van Dam is an experienced talk show host. Do not attempt to try this at home.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Okay, thank you, whatever.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. Yes, it is. Don't argue with me. I'm not in the mood. Yeah, it's me. I'm in the title of the damn show, so yeah, okay? Well, thanks for stopping by. You're wonderful. Sit down, shut up. I'm going to talk for the next half hour. It'll be so engaging you won't believe it. You'll say, well, can I get more than half an hour? And I'll say, no, that's enough. And may I say before I go any further, because I love to butter up my audience, you look fantastic today. Oh my God. Did you shower? This is different. You look great. Did you use soap this time? Wow, I can see the difference. Really nice. You smell good too. Come here. Come a little bit closer to the speaker. That wasn't you. Okay, enough talking while the theme music's on in the background. That'll do it for today. Hi, how are you, man? I feel so close to you and yet so far away. Let's stick with the far away stuff. It's a little more comfortable for me to deal with. Remember COVID? Oh, horrible. People died, but you had to stay 6 feet away from me. That was beautiful. Whatever. I have a great show for you today because you and I have something in common. Yep, we are desperately screwed up. And it's not because there's something wrong with us, well, especially not me. It's that the world around us is so stressful. What do we do about it? Well, first of all, you come here because I feel the same way you do. You feel the same way I do. We shouldn't share bank accounts, but on the other hand, we have that in common. So what do you do about it? How do you relieve the stress? You can't make the stress go away because we live in a global world now. Oh my God, did that happen? Yes. All of a sudden we're in a global world. When I was a little child back in the 1500s, I self-demean myself, by the way, every once in a while. It's just what I do. I remember when I was a child, there was one news report at 6 o'clock in the evening. It was Walter Cronkite. I mean, these generations don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but there were 3 networks. Walter Cronkite was the big one on CBS. You'd watch the news for half an hour. He would say exactly what's going on. No comments, no analysis. Now let's talk to this expert and find out what that means to you. There was none of that. Can I use the expression shit? There was none of that shit. It was just reporting what had happened, and that was it. Now get on with your life and watch some funny shows on television or have dinner. That was pretty much it. What a wonderful world that was. In other words, not knowing what was going on all around you was a wonderful thing. Because the human brain, I have a human brain, I think you do, we can only take so much. I mean, at a point, it's just like, stop bombarding me with all this crap I can't take anymore. Put me in a place where I don't have to listen to this external junk floating around my head. And back when I was growing up, because I didn't pay for the house, my parents paid for everything. I didn't have a job. I had to go to school. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. Nobody did. There was no social media. There were no 24-hour news channels where let's take a little piece of information and expand it for 7 days and analyze it until it just turns into a bunch of crumbs. We didn't have that. Life was wonderful. Your life was your town, your neighbors, people you knew. Beyond that, I don't know what the hell's going on, and it was glorious. Now, in retrospect, I mean, it's not wonderful, but when you're in it, it's wonderful. Now, with social media and reviews on everything and and now I got to know what they're doing in Germany for dinner. I know completely every single war on the planet. It's the prices. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. And this is why. Let's analyze this. This is what you should do. It's what you shouldn't do. You got cybersecurity. Can you validate that you're a human? I can't. I'm not sure myself anymore. Are you a robot? Click here if you're not a robot. Okay, I guess robots can't click. I think they can. I don't know how that works. It's too much. It's just too much. Now we're in an age of knowing everything, whether you want to know it or not. Again, in one way, it's very healthy to know everything that's going on, and I do think you should. But on the other hand, all this crap is thrown into it to the point where you don't know what's real and what's not. I think it's what's his name again? What's the president's name? What is it? Fred? Don? Okay, I'll call him Don. Oh my God, he started this fake news thing where if you hear something, it's not necessarily that. And he was so full of fake news. He started fake news because he started giving out fake news. And then he blamed other people for doing it. It's just, you're blowing my mind, Don. You're blowing my mind in so many directions. I think that's the intent, by the way. Anyway, I don't want to get into that because we're getting a little bit into politics. And this is really not what it's about, even though it really is. But even though it's not, it's just that there's too much crap floating around. So what do? Now, here's what's happening. I have a guest coming up a little bit later in the show. He's incredible. His name is Colin Woodward, and he has done an extensive study, even written a book, I believe. I don't know. I'll find out. Why are we so divided? Why can't we multiply? Why are we so divided? Whatever you think, if I don't agree with you, we're divided. It's because we're conditioned to do that. It's been conditioned in us. This is like a giant social test that's being thrusted upon you and you don't even know you're in it. People are dividing you. They're saying the things you have in common, so what? But the things that you don't have in common, that's the focus. Has it always been like that in this country? Have we been through this major division before? Well, we're going to find out a little bit later. I guess the more you know, the more you don't, or the more you know. What was that thing on NBC? The more you know, the more you don't want to know. I don't know what it was. Whatever it is. Whatever. I don't know. See, we have a generational divide. You know, those that were born in the 2000 thing. Young adults, you don't know. If I asked you trivia questions when I was growing up, when I was a young adult, you wouldn't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I don't know what the hell you're talking about either. I mean, it's equal. I refer to this as an example of generational gaps, where indeed we should all be on the same page because we all have to live on this planet. So why aren't we all on the same page? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows why we're not unified in wanting to make our experience of life so much more pleasant, so much more peaceful, so much more fruitful. We don't all have to be rich bitches. We don't have to be all trillionaires and millionaires in order to enjoy life itself. But for some reason, we don't do that. We find the ways to destroy ourselves. It's really an interesting civilization thing that's going on here. It's like an experiment. It's like a social human experiment that someone thrusted upon us. And they're just watching us annihilate ourselves. It's kind of interesting, really, in a way. I think. Anyway. I've done this before a couple of times, but it's just a great example of what I'm talking about. The Country Music Awards were recently, and they named all the stars that are appearing in the Country Music Awards, and I didn't know one of them, not one. Now, I'm not greatly into country music. I don't mind it if I've had a few drinks. I don't mind country music, but I'm aware of celebrities in all different fields, even rap. But these country, there were none that I recognized. And here's an example of what I'm talking about.
It's the 49th Annual Country Music Awards with top country artists appearing. Little Big Shoes, Flat Face, Mitzi Tire Pants, The Broad Girls, Mama Cheekbones, Trailer Park Karen, Annoying Bunny, Fish Face Panties, Darren McFadden, Corn Husking Boys, Stinkin' Bratwurst, a special appearance by Frederick Downspout, Busty Cows, Martin Crowdpea, Erectile Johnny, Crazy Old Oysters, Myron Finkelstein, and your host, Dish Face. It's all happening Sunday, only on CBS and streaming on the History Channel. See you there for a night of forgettable music.
I think I've heard of Erectile Johnny, or did I think maybe I heard of erectile dysfunction. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, something like that. Erectile was in the word title. I don't know what it was. So what do you do? When I was a young adult, or a middle-aged adult, perhaps, I don't even know when that was, can't remember, I went to Reiki sessions. Do you know what Reiki is? It's R-E-I-K-I. That's how you spell it, but you still don't know what it is. Reiki is not what you grab out of your tool shed when you want to gather the leaves. Honey, where's the Reiki? Stop doing that. Stop putting Reiki and all that stuff. Where's my shovelie? Where are my shoesies? Stop that. Just stop that. Reiki was a thing where it's a therapeutic thing, and it's supposed to relieve stress and take the negative energy out of your body and refill your body like a gas station with pure, fresh, good energy. Well, in concept, that sounds wonderful. Get the bad energy out of my body and replace it with the good, wonderful energy. I love that concept, and I bought into it. At about $110 an hour, that's how much it costs for these Reiki sessions. And I would lie on a table, and the Reiki master, the master of Reiki, happened to be a female. It doesn't have to be. I prefer this. If someone's going to treat me lying face up on a table, I prefer it's a female. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway. So she hovers her hands above my body and sometimes lays her hands upon my body. That was a bonus. And she would like turn her hands into like a vacuum, like a suction vacuum. And she would make this suction vacuum kind of, not noise, because that would be stupid. She would, with her hands, like a pantomime, kind of like Marcel Marceau would be sucking bad air out of you. It was that kind of thing. And then she took her hands and she thrusted it toward the wall. I mean, I guess her wall was full of bad energy at that point, unless you wash the walls or paint them. I never thought that far. And then she would throw the energy back into me, all clean. And this went on for an hour. Whether it was psychological or whether it was physical, I don't care. And I didn't care, because when that hour session was over and I got up from the table, and she said, when you get up slowly, sit on the side of the table for a minute and drink some water, because you're going to be a little dizzy because you've been refreshed with this good energy, and the bad energy has been taken out of you. So just like, don't get up right away, And she was right. I felt like so, at first, a little dizzy. And then it was, like, take a deep breath, let it out. Oh, I am full of good energy. And when I left that place, I felt fantastic. How long did it last? Maybe 17 minutes. I really don't know, as far as the good feeling was concerned, like anything else. But it was a great experience, and I did that on a weekly basis. Spent a lot of money on that session as well. But it did make me feel very good. Was it psychological? Yeah, probably was. Shh. Yeah, probably was. Don't say that too loud. But it was effective. Do I want a Reiki session now? No, because I don't have that much money anymore. Oh, I wouldn't say I was well off in those days, but I was comfortable. Now, I got to watch everything. You know the expression, I have to watch every penny? There are no more pennies. By the way, riddle me this, Batman, and I haven't gone to the bank to ask them this question because I'm too embarrassed, and I don't go to banks anymore for some reason. It's where they keep my supposed money that I apparently think I have. I'd like to go into a bank and walk up to the teller and say, bitch. No. I'd like to walk up to the teller and say, what do I do with my pennies? And watch the expression on their face like, well, what do you want me to do with them? Because they're not worth anything anymore. You can, I don't know what you can do with them. Maybe if you collect enough, you can put them down on your lawn, in your flower bed to prevent the weeds from coming up. Other than that, I don't know what to do with my pennies. I got a lot of them. It's funny when you have 100 pennies, it's like nothing. I've got feels like 100 of anything should be consequential, but 100 pennies, not so much. It's kind of weird. Legally, if I took maybe I have 1,000 pennies, maybe, I don't think I have that many, but let's say I did. And 1,000 pennies is not that much. What if I went to the supermarket, bought some stuff, and they said, oh, that'll be $10. And I whipped out a bag of pennies. I'd love to see, there'll be like, clean up on aisle 7. It would be horrible. They'd have to call over the manager. Excuse me, he just gave me 1,000 pennies. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I know this has never happened before. Technically, you have to take my pennies. They're legal tender, even though they're not making them anymore. It's still legal. Oh my God. I mean, this could go to the Supreme Court. Is it really legal? Can you tend that many pennies to a merchant? I don't know. Shall we try it? Okay. Maybe that'll be fun. But then I have to carry around all those pennies. How am I going to do that? They're going to know right away that I'm up to no good. My pockets would be incredibly bulging. Shall we do that together? Let's walk into an establishment with like 1,000 pennies and buy something. It would freak them out. And they can't throw you out of the place. You're a customer. You're paying for it. I mean, they have to take them. Do you think they'll sit there and count them before you leave? I don't think so. They'll just have to trust you. In God we trust, and also the customer if they have 1,000 pennies. Interesting, huh? Don't do that, by the way, because it's incredibly annoying. The merchant is struggling enough, doesn't need your little practical jokes, okay? But what do you do with all those pennies? Indeed, and I think next time I do go to a bank, which will probably be in 10 or 15 years, if I'm still alive, I will ask them that question. So, our guest joins us momentarily, but until then, there's this.
Looking for a fun night out? Check out that bar near your house, now featuring live entertainment all weekend. Friday night, it's one guy and a guitar playing 90s cover tunes and original songs about his recent breakup. Catch a dose of classic rock on Saturday nights with that band fronted by that chick you knew in high school who's still pretty hot after a couple drinks. Sunday afternoons, it's 3 old guys and a hipster doing their very best to play jazz. And don't miss the big hot Sunday dance party with your DJ, the bartender's second wife's stepson with those weird things in his ears. It's all happening this weekend at that bar near your house. Not too far to drive, just a little too far to walk. We'll see you there. Looking to try somewhere new for dinner tonight? Come to that bar near your house with a new chef out on work release, ready to tempt your taste buds with delicious specials. Start off with deep-fried meat and cheese things, crispy on the outside and nearly warm on the inside, with a house-made dipping sauce that's almost certainly just mayonnaise and ketchup. How about a pepperoni pizza served hot and fresh out of the supermarket? Or the big quarter-pound hamburger cooked just the way you like it, as long as the way you like it is well done or inedibly raw. Order a local craft beer from a wide selection that includes IPAs, and of course, IPAs. And when you're ready for dessert, the bartender can point you to some place that actually does that kind of thing. Ready for dinner? Head to that bar near your house. Not too far to drive, just a little too far to walk. We'll see you there.
Colin Woodward joins us now. He's director of a Nationhood Lab at Salve Regina University's Pell Center. Thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
This is subject matter that is near and dear to my heart because it bothers me, and I hope that you can help me feel a little more cleared in the head.
I will do my best.
At a time of celebrating our country, obviously, there are great concerns. And I guess what is most discussed are the divisions between us, how we can be so indeed divided and sometimes even thought to be purposely divided. Is this a special time in our history, or have we gone through this before?
I mean, this is a bad time. I wouldn't sugarcoat it. You know, the divides are serious and the potential consequences are large. You know, the damage that's been done to our international reputation is not something that can be salvaged, you know, within a generation. So, I mean, it's serious, but, I mean, we did have a civil war in which 700,000 people died.
True.
So, I mean, it followed by a failure of an occupation effort that led to the creation of a, you know, race and caste-based, you know, apartheid system and a swath of our country backed by death squad. So that was bad, right? We're not there yet.
I suppose.
So, yeah, it's bad, but it has been worse in the past.
What do we rely on when things are like this? What would be the glue that would somehow still hold us together as far as this is all concerned?
Yeah, well, that's, you know, a lot of my work has shown why the divisions exist. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it boils back to the differences between the colonies. You know, the New England colonies and the Chesapeake colonies and Spain's colonies in the Southwest and the Deep South transplanted from, you know, West Indies, you know, Barbados, you know, Sugar Planting Society. These are all very different cultures, stateless nations, if you will, that wound up in a federation together. So, you know, our divides are structural and they're fairly serious. It's why we had a civil war. But what holds us together is probably the most important thing. And something has, right? We became a superpower. Right. Our ideas have been exported successfully all over the world. What is it? And it is indeed, you know, we've done historical research and polling and, you know, in-depth interviews. It's the Declaration of Independence, our opening statement as a people, our mission statement, right? That we're a society that is tasked, after 5,000 years of civilizations always being despotisms, that we're going to try to create a society where individual humans can be equally, maximally, and sustainably free. I mean, that was a radical idea in 1776. And we're still not great at doing it, right, as a species. You know, we've only been doing it for 250 years. It's hard to do that. You know, nobody had done it before, and we're still, you know, have our failures and our successes. But the commitment to that idea is the core of what it is to be an American. And we know that because we've polled extensively about it. We polled alternatives like, you know, blood and soil nationalism. Americans don't like it. You know, majorities of Republicans and conservatives don't like it. You know, different regional cultures don't like it. But there's this shared commitment to the Declaration. In fact, you know, at one point we polled and we asked Americans, hey, do you agree with the statement that as Americans we are duty-bound to protect one another's rights to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and so on? And it came back 97-2 in favor. I mean, you don't get 97-2 as an answer from Americans on anything. You ask Americans, hey, is the earth round or flat? And the Pew Research Center did at one point. It's 80-10 with 10% undecided. So 97-2 is like loaves and fishes territory. It means that, you know, obviously not everybody acts on this, but subconsciously at the root, we're all kind of programmed as Americans to think that that is in fact our purpose, this American experiment, this American promise in trying to create a genuinely free society where humans have this like natural, you know, granted by the universe or God right to not be tyrannized, to pursue happiness as they understand it, to access the representative self-government. Those are those are, the inherited ideals we have, and we've lucked out as a people in that those inherited ideas going back to our founding period that sound so stodgy are really good ideals, right? They lead to good places if you actually do them. And they're inspirational. This is Lincoln at Gettysburg and, Frederick Douglass in every single speech he made and Martin Luther King Jr. on the Mall. It's, it writes itself. It's powerful. Right. It has roots in our past. And it, can lead to good places. So, that's our secret weapon, and we need to actually be using it.
Yes, the actual writing is significant, but it's the execution thereof that varies greatly from generation to generation. Yeah, generation to generation, region to region. I mean, we have definitely not achieved those ideals, and it's not a story of us just moving forward. We've moved back in the past. We're moving back in the present. I mean, it's something that has to be fought for and continuously fought for. Each generation, many generations have that challenge. We're being challenged again. So, standing up for those things, though, I think is when people, take off their partisan hats and actually are just think about, what do I want? What do I believe in? Yeah. There's a lot more consensus in this country than you'd think, and there certainly is around, this civic vision of the country based on ideals. But like the vision that, we're a blood and soil nation that belongs to, some set of real Americans who are those who are descended from people who, were here in the 18th century or whatever. Right. That polls terribly with everybody. I mean, it is a really unpopular idea, but it doesn't mean that somebody's not out there trying to promote it regularly. Certainly.
It's a battle over national self-definition, which is one of the most ideas are really powerful things in humans and human society, and national stories are among the most powerful of all and consequential of all ideals. Yeah. So this is serious stuff, not just an intellectual exercise.
Yeah, what's different to me is with the Declaration of Independence, obviously that represents that we don't have kings. That's what we broke away from. Then there's a large no kings movement. That kind of smacks in the face a bit.
There's a no despots movement in Canada because they can't say no kings, which is kind of funny.
Oh, interesting.
Monarchy and an inherited kingship was, of course, considered anathema to the natural rights promises in the Declaration. Right. But I mean, it's a 1-2, right? The Declaration is first. Here's the propositions about the nature of the universe and humans in it. That we're meant to be free and not tyrannized and to be able to survive and to pursue our self-government. That was a revolutionary idea that every human has those things. You're not born to be a serf or born to be a king. You're born into freedom. Right. And that assertion by itself sit very badly with a monarch or a king. But the second half of the Declaration is like, the British Crown and Britain are failing to secure our natural rights. Therefore, we have an inherent right given by the universe and God to rebel against you.
Right. Okay. So
can an inherited monarchy really stand up for natural rights? I mean, the United Kingdom is still trying to do it, so you can always try, I guess.
In a way.
It's made it a little harder.
In a twisted way, yes. Okay. I could talk to you for hours, but that's punishable by law. I can't do that. So so we have to find out where we can get
more.
Your
natural right to try.
You're right, and I exercise that. But where can we go for more information to make us feel a little? When you understand something, you feel a little bit better. So where do we go for that?
Yeah, there's a wealth of information if you go to salve.edu, that's SALVE/Pell Center, PELL, like the senator from Rhode Island who created the Pell Center.
Great. Perfect. Pleasure speaking to you. Well, thank you to my guest, and thank you to you. I'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode. Will you join me then, he said rhetorically, knowing that you can't respond to me and I can't hear you if you do? But until that time arrives, I wish you peace.